In this example, for the activity punch press, we're going to show you how to make use of a resource operator in order to process the entity material as it goes through. The way that we can do this is once we've set up, again, our entity and arrival to come into the punch press activity, we're then going to access the properties. And what you'll see right next to this resource text is the ability to have a drop-down box and select any resource you've placed on your layout. So in this case, we already have our operator selected. And now if we go to simulate, what you're going to see happen is the resource should turn a green color, meaning that it is responsible for processing the entity at that time. And if we slow this down here, you can see that every time an entity comes into the activity, it is now being used by the resource, which turns green, to process and have it exit. Another method that we can use to set this up, if we do not choose to use the down arrow to select the operator in our layout, is if we were to change both the operator to none and the time to 0, remember again it's going to be 1.2 minutes, what we can do is go into the logic and create a use statement. So by double-clicking use, we're going to select the resource, which in this case is operator, and for the time, we're going to put in the 1.2. And for the time unit, it was minutes. Now as you can see in our preview, we're going to use operator for 1.2 minutes. So once we've compiled the statement so that it does say use operator for 1.2 minutes, we're now complete at this point. We can hit OK. And what will occur is when the entity comes into the activity, and we can go ahead and get out of this logic window for the time being, the entity material will come in. As you can see, the activity property box doesn't state a time or resource, but we know that in our logic we are going to use the operator for 1.2 minutes. Once it's done for that time, the material will move on through to exit, and the resource will be free again to work on the next entity. And like the first technique we showed you, you're going to have exact similar results with your statistics, meaning between these two methods you will have no difference depending on which method you choose to use.